Hello, welcome to another episode of Boss Up and Glow Up with Lexi Sample. In this podcast, we talk about so many different things related to mental health and just becoming your best self. This is a safe space for us to be vulnerable with our thoughts. I'm very vulnerable in this podcast, so I want you to feel like you can do the same as a listener. A lot of times we get in our heads about certain things. That's why I'm here. I'm here to help us get out of our heads and just embrace everything and just get rid of all these negative thoughts. These thoughts are eating us alive. Sometimes when things are going really good for us and we get rewarded for our success and we start succeeding, we start to doubt ourselves and think we don't deserve these good things. Sometimes we don't feel like we deserve them or are worthy of success. Today, we're going to talk about overcoming imposter syndrome because it is a huge thing and I feel like it's not talked about enough. We may have these thoughts and not even realize what they are or what they mean. What is imposter syndrome? A lot of people don't really understand it or what that means. Imposter syndrome is a psychological issue where people doubt their abilities and they have a fear of being exposed as a fraud. Even though they have proof of their competence, they're still afraid that they're going to be outed like they're a fraud, or they feel like they just don't even deserve the success at all. Even though they're not a fraud, they feel like they are. And they know they're not, but they can't beat those feelings of thinking that they are. This often comes from the fear of thinking that everything needs to be absolutely perfect, picture perfect, or the fear of failure, and wanting external validation from others. Even though we prove to ourselves and others that we are competent and we deserve our success, we sometimes just feel like we don't deserve it and we feel like somebody else could have done a better job than we could have. No matter how much we prove that we are worthy of these good things that are happening to us, we still feel like we are not being authentic. We feel like we don't deserve it. We feel like somebody else could have done a complete better job. It is so crazy how common imposter syndrome is and how many of us are going through it and we feel this way about ourselves. We need to realize it's a psychological problem. It's not an actual issue. There's nothing wrong with you. Even though you think there's something wrong with you, it's all in your head. And today we're going to get over that fear of imposter syndrome because there's nothing wrong with us. It's all up here. And when things are up here, it's going to make you feel that way. So instead of thinking that you're not worthy, why don't you start thinking that you are? And then we can get over this imposter syndrome. I feel like imposter syndrome isn't talked about enough. I've seen some people talking about it, but not as many as you'd think, especially for how common it is. So I wanted to be the one to touch on that because I've gone through it a few times because I always think, oh, this is happening to me, but somebody else could have done better. Like, am I really earning this? Like, I always question it and second guess it. Do you have or have you ever had a friend that whenever you tell good news to, they give you every reason in the book why that was not a good thing or they just weren't happy for you? And if they acted like they were, they really weren't. You could kind of see it in their face, or they'd be like, congrats. Not like, oh my gosh, congratulations, I'm so excited for you, yada, yada, yada. They just kind of say it in a condescending way. They were just pretending to be really happy for you, but they really wanted nothing but bad things to come to you. And they wanted you to fail at every single thing you did because they wanted to make sure that they were better than you. They wanted to make sure they were more successful than you. Have you ever had a friend like that? And it sometimes takes a while to actually come to terms with the fact that this friend does not have your best interest at heart. Your best friend is making you feel like you don't deserve all these good things that are happening to you. So why should you feel like you need to tell them these things? Why are they making you feel like you don't deserve anything? Why do you want to be friends with somebody that is making you feel like you don't deserve things? I had a friend like that and I just completely stopped telling them things. And then they're like, why don't you tell me things anymore? Bitch, please. I think that's where my imposter syndrome comes from. This is what goes through your head and you don't realize that that friend is toxic. You start to think that you aren't worthy of success. Having a friend or a person that's in your life, someone you're super close to, who you want to tell everything to, who you're so excited to tell everything to, and they treat you this way and they make you feel like you're not worthy and they always make everything seem like it's a bad thing, that could be a huge cause of imposter syndrome because you don't realize that they don't have your best interest at heart at first. You think, oh, they're my best friend, they're my mom, they're my sister, whoever the person is. I know everyone probably had somebody in their life that was like this, whether it was a friend, a family member, a parent, whatever. Someone had to have been this way because there's so many people like it, and it's honestly so sick. And I think that's where my imposter syndrome stemmed from, because every time I would tell this one friend anything good, she would just be like, oh, cool, congrats. Or she would just completely say, ugh, that's not even the good thing, or like completely shit on whatever I just said. This friend also did some weird things where they would like copy everything I do. And I'm like, you think everything I do is a bad thing, you hate everything I do, but then you want to copy everything I do. Doesn't make any sense. But having a person in your life like this, that's this toxic, that makes you feel like anything you do is a horrible thing, that could be causing your imposter syndrome. So the first step is you need to cut those people out of your life, because they are not good. They're giving you mental health issues. They're giving you this psychological issue that everything you do is wrong. And that is not true. This person is just jealous. You're doing fine. This person just made me feel like everything I was doing was just honestly stupid. Or they also did this thing where they would just be like, that's cool, well, now about me. And then they would start talking about themselves and make whatever I was excited about them. I just started to think everything I was excited about, every good thing that happened to me, was stupid. I thought I didn't deserve it. I thought someone else could do it better. It's just, I don't know. I just felt like I didn't deserve anything because I was getting in my head thinking everything I did was stupid because my friend made me feel that way, and I didn't even realize it was from my friend. But then I finally came to the conclusion that I worked my fucking ass off for these good things. I work really fucking hard. A lot of people think I don't, but they don't see the behind the scenes of everything I do on a daily basis. I work my fucking ass off. I am worthy of anything good that happens to me. I am worthy of success. Why should I keep letting other people who don't even know what I do on a day-to-day basis dictate my thoughts and dictate my life and make me feel like I don't do enough, make me feel not worthy? This definitely kicked my imposter syndrome. However, there's so many other cases and so many other reasons. Mine just kind of came from a toxic friend, but there's so many other reasons that could be causing your imposter syndrome. Sometimes you might just wonder why you feel this way about yourself. Where are these thoughts coming from? Imposter syndrome can be a cause of so many different things. It can be rooted from childhood experiences, societal expectations, and cultural upbringings. It could be from anything. By noticing these influences, you can squash these negative beliefs and narratives that are holding you back from success. You need to start appreciating your success rather than thinking, oh, I don't deserve it. Because yes, you do. We need to come up with a more empowering mindset and stop letting the fear of validation from other people control how we are feeling about our own success. Because all these people are not worrying about our success. They're worrying about their own. Because not everyone goes through imposter syndrome, whatever, but a lot of people do. And I think a huge thing is social media. We see all these people doing all these things, and that also kind of makes us feel like, did we actually deserve it? Does this person work harder than me? Does this person do this? Does this person do that? We just start to overthink it and get stressed out about it, but we do not need validation from other people to enjoy our own success. It is your life. You should enjoy your own success. That should make you the happiest thing in the world, is enjoying and appreciating your own success rather than thinking you didn't deserve it, because yes, you did. You worked your fucking ass off. We need to take steps for us to build confidence in self-belief. One thing we really need to do is stop talking down on ourselves. We need to stop saying, I don't deserve this, I'm not worthy, etc., etc. We need to replace these negative words with positive affirmations and positive statements. Instead of saying, I don't deserve this, or why do I deserve this, we should say, I'm grateful for this opportunity. I'm lucky that I deserve this. I'm lucky to achieve this. I'm lucky to have this. I'm grateful for this. Instead of saying, I don't deserve this, or why do I deserve this, start saying, I am grateful statements. I am lucky statements. I am happy statements. Because that's going to trick your mindset. It's going to change your mindset. Because everything you say out loud, you're going to start to believe. Constantly saying these negative thoughts is going to make your brain think that you are unworthy. It's going to make you think these things because you're saying it out loud and it's not true at all. You're forcing yourself to think and believe these things. Start practicing self-compassion, setting realistic goals for yourself, and just be kinder to yourself. Everything is a mindset. If you're saying these things about yourself, you're going to believe them. Now replace all those negative thoughts with these positive affirmations because what you say consistently out loud, you're going to think, believe, and feel. Positive affirmations work wonders. I can't stress it enough. They really do. I say positive affirmations every single morning in the mirror when I'm brushing my teeth. I say, I am lucky to have this, this, this. I'm grateful for this, this, this. I constantly say I am grateful statements, I am lucky statements, I am happy statements. Because guess what? That's a great start to my day. That makes me really appreciate all the things that I've done, all the things that have happened to me. Instead of getting all upset about things that I don't have, I am learning to appreciate the things that I do have because I'm saying these positive affirmations every single morning. What you say out loud is very powerful. Words are so powerful. So do not start saying these negative words because you're making yourself think and believe that you are not worthy. It's the same thing. Negative, I don't want to say affirmations because it's not an affirmation. That's a bad statement. I guess negative statements versus positive affirmations. Which one would you rather have, positivity or negativity? No one wants negativity, so don't say negative statements out loud. Switch it up. Next time you're wondering, oh, why did I deserve this? Switch it up. I'm grateful that I achieved this. I'm so excited I achieved this. Change it. Everything is a mindset. I cannot stress it enough. Oh my gosh, but it really, really is. I had that problem before. I used to say negative things about myself all the time. I would just be like, I don't deserve this, fuck that. Once I made that switch to saying positive affirmations every single morning, my life honestly changed for the better. Now I'm all about positivity and it's amazing. I don't let anything get to me anymore. I don't let other people get to me anymore. And it's all because of positive affirmations. You need to accept yourself fully, accept all of your flaws, accept your strengths, and recognize that worthiness isn't contingent on external validation from other people. By embracing yourself authentically, you can gain a sense of inner peace and gain confidence that will get rid of your imposter syndrome completely. You need to realize you are great. You are a hard worker. If you weren't, you wouldn't be given these opportunities. You need to remember how hard you worked for these things. You worked your ass off. You don't need validation from somebody else to realize that you are doing great and you deserve success. All you need is yourself. You're stuck with yourself for the rest of your life. So embrace yourself authentically because you don't need anybody else. If you embrace yourself to your fullest potential, that's all you need. You worked so hard. Don't let somebody else tell you or make you feel like you didn't because you fucking did. You really did. We don't only feel imposter syndrome in our personal lives. A lot of times we feel this way in our professional lives as well. For example, you being the youngest person in the office and your boss acknowledges you because you work really hard, you push through, you're young, you have all the energy, you did really good at your job, your boss notices it and gives you a promotion. You may have not been there the longest, but you put in such hard work and dedication and you got rewarded for that. Your boss recognized your greatness and rewarded you for doing a great job at your work. People who were there longer than you maybe get upset, maybe give you some looks and just act petty towards you. And that makes you feel like you didn't deserve the promotion. You feel like you didn't deserve this great thing. Then you start to get in your head. You start to think you aren't worthy of it. You start to think maybe, oh, they were here way longer than me. They know way more than me. They deserved it, not me. When in reality, who did your boss recognize for hard work and dedication? You. You were the one that got the promotion. You got it for a reason. You got it because you were acknowledged and recognized. You stood out to them. You did, not them. So guess what? You deserved it. You got it. So don't feel like you didn't deserve it because maybe some of the older people are just giving you some looks. Ugh, they were only here for 6 months. They were only here for a year. They don't deserve it. I've been here 15 years. Who the fuck cares? If you've been here for 15 years and you're lazy at your job, and someone who is here for 6 months to a year but put blood, sweat, and tears into their job, who do you think is going to get rewarded? Now, some jobs are like seniority, yada, yada, yada. But like, it's 2024. Come on. We're recognizing hard work and dedication. So don't let the little snarky comments, the little evil looks make you feel like you didn't deserve this promotion. Because like, I get it. You don't want to feel uncomfortable in your workplace. And sometimes older people can make you feel so uncomfortable when you're doing good at your job because they make you feel like, oh, they're young, they're fresh out of college or fresh out of high school. Like, they don't know what they're doing. They don't know what they're talking about. And they just kind of make you feel stupid. They make you feel dumb. But guess what, honey? You're doing really good at your job. You got the promotion. And yeah, people are going to be mad about it. They're just jealous. They're only mad because they're jealous. If they weren't jealous, they have no reason to get mad. Like, that is a good thing that happened to you. Like, congratulations. Like, you got a promotion because you earned it. Now, all these other older people are just like, whatever. Ignore them. Because guess what? Your boss recognized you. You deserved it. As you can see, there are so many different scenarios, different reasons that could be causing our imposter syndrome, whether it's a friend that we had that was toxic and just made us feel like we weren't worthy or doing enough, or it was at work where like an older person or someone who was there longer makes you feel like you don't deserve rewards for all the hard work. It could be from anything, even childhood trauma. Like if you were a kid and growing up and your parents kind of made you feel like you didn't deserve anything, you were a bad kid, yada, yada, yada. That could be causing it too. There are so many different reasons that could cause it, but the most important thing is you recognize and acknowledge when you're getting imposter syndrome. Because if you don't acknowledge it and recognize it, it's not going to go away. So maybe take a step back and think about it and just think, did I really do a bad job at this? Or am I just getting into my head because somebody else kind of made me feel like I didn't deserve it? You need to think about that. So when you start to feel negative thoughts towards yourself or towards your career or towards your success, maybe take a little step back and just kind of think to yourself, is this really how I'm feeling? Is this psychological? Is this facts? Like, why am I feeling this way? Find out the why. Because when you find out the why, you can kind of smack it and nip it in the butt. Because if your why is just, oh, this person kind of made me feel like I didn't deserve this. This person gave me a dirty look for getting a promotion. Or this friend wasn't excited for me. They weren't happy for me. Those are reasons causing your imposter syndrome. Now, if there's facts behind it and something really just got handed to you because you're pretty, like, that happens too. But that's not going to cause imposter syndrome. You're just like, I'm pretty, I got this. And you kind of know, when that's happening. So kind of nitpick the difference, really think about when that's happening so you can nip it in the butt and you won't have to deal with imposter syndrome anymore, because it is not a good mindset. It's a toxic mindset because we do deserve the things that have happened to us. We earned it. We worked so hard for it. So don't let silly little people make us feel that we didn't deserve our great success. I want to thank you so much for listening to today's episode of Boss Up and Glow Up. Remember, you are not alone in these struggles. And by embracing your true and authentic self and self-compassion, you can overcome imposter syndrome and thrive in all aspects of your life. Until next time, stay true to yourself and don't let these thoughts and feelings make you feel like you don't deserve success and you're not good enough and you don't deserve good things. Because you do. You're amazing. You've done great. You worked hard. Thank you so much for listening, and I will see you next week.